So this is the painting we're going to paint tonight. And just before I get started, I just wanted to say thanks to Aaron Stone, my friend, who has provided the music for the video for tonight. So thanks, Aaron. See his information in the link below. He's got some music on the inside and other places, so check it out. Thanks guys, let's get started. Welcome. So tonight I thought I'd paint an abstract seascape, but a bit different, do some warm colours, start there. I know where the horizon's going to be, and we'll just start with some warm colours and see where we go from there. So the horizon's going to be down here, down along this line here, about a third. I'm going to start coming in with some warm colours and then we'll see. It's quite nice to not have a bit of a plan, but not too much. So as per usual, I'll just wet the page, wet the whole page. Nice and thoroughly. I'm using a piece of Rives BFK, half a sheet, which is 56 centimetres by 28 centimetres, I think. What's half of 76, 35, 36, no, 38, 56 by 38 centimetres. Wet it nice and thoroughly. And it will start to buckle a bit, but that's okay. If you don't want it to buckle, you get thicker paper, or you just attach it at the top and not at the sides. But sometimes I want the piece of paper to not fall off. So just come in with some yellow ochre. We'll just start coming in. It's flat at the moment, but what I might do is I might just tilt this a bit. Just tilt it 10 degrees. Obviously you guys, if you want more movement of the watercolour, then you could obviously tilt more. But this is easier for you guys to see from a filming perspective, so we'll just leave it at this for now. Just leave that brush. Might just come in with some raw umber. Beautiful. Come in with a bit of burnt umber. Spray a bit more water onto here. Just going to load up with some Cobalt Blue light red mix here and just come in with a bit of a dark. I might just tilt a bit. I'll just spray a bit. Hopefully you guys can see that. It's hard for me to not get too much reflection in the light for you guys. Gorgeous. The raw umber I didn't quite mix. A few bits in there, interesting. Just get a bit more Cobalt Blue light red. Bit of yellow ochre. Keep this happening here. And I'll just clean up down the bottom here. Alright, so I'll just dry this and then we'll do the next layer. Alright, we'll move on to the second coat and we'll just see where we go. At the moment the way I'm thinking at the moment is that I'm going to strengthen some darks here, bring in even some more darks here, a bit of dark here, create this light here as a subject. And my plan is at the moment to maybe have a boat right on the horizon here, looking very small against the elements. Might darken off here, so it'd be light against dark here, and then dark against light here. And you know, that should make a pretty interesting composition. So we'll see how we go doing that. So I'm just going to come in with some Cobalt Blue light red. What I'm going to do is just spray a bit on the paper, just to wet it a bit, just so I've got a little bit more freedom to make beautiful soft marks without disturbing it too much. And then I might come in with a smaller brush with a little bit of this mix of Cobalt, Winsor Blue red shade and light red a bit, just to darken it off. And we'll come in again with this. Just spray it. Darken off up in here. Just using a very light touch at the moment to just make softness where I want softness, and soaking up a bit of the pigment, the moisture out of the brush so that it's a bit hungry, and then it can just come along and pick some stuff up. Then I wash it out so that it's not going to move that dirty paint elsewhere that it's picking up. So I'm just picking up a few lights, not too much, but just lights there. Just cleaning around the outsides. I'm going to pick out a few hairs as well that are in there. While it's still nice and wet. When I take a hair off, I make sure I clean the tweezers, because I could pick up pigment from one place and then put it on the page in the other. That's never much fun when you put a nice dollop of dark pigment somewhere you don't want it. All right, I'm just going to dry this now. I think I like this at the moment. We'll see what I do with the subject and how that all goes once I finish drying, and then I step back from it and then I decide what to do next. So let's have a look. So I've had a bit of a look at it. I'm just going to fill in a bit here where this light bit is. I'm going to cover that over a bit with some more paint, just because I'm going to put, I think, a boat here. And the problem with that bit of light is that it just takes away from that being the complete subject, I think. Yeah, I think I want to get rid of that bit of light. I don't mind this little bit of light coming in here, but this bit of light here I don't think works. So I'm just going to paint over the top of that and then dry it, and then we'll put in the ship or something. We'll see. Get a bit more Cobalt Blue, Light Red to spray a bit, and we'll just come in a bit here just to cover that up a bit. Just go lightly. I'll cover that up a bit too, just super light, so that I'm not doing an awful lot. Really light touch, a bit of water on the page, so that everything, all those marks that I'm making really are just disappearing. Lovely. All right, let's dry this. So I'm going to put in a yacht. It's like the Sydney to Hobart race, and the storms are brewing. Like, I can't remember what year it was. I think 1996 or something, when that horrible disaster happened. So I'm just going to paint in a bit of a yacht here, and then lift out the light of that. I think that's right. So, they wouldn't have a big jib or mainsail or anything like that. It'd be very small amount of sail, and I don't think you'd be able to see the hull really, like the swell, all of that's highly unlikely you'd be able to see the hull. So I'm just going to use this short angled brush. It's just because it's nice and firm, and I can get a really nice sharp edge when I'm lifting out these lights. So I use nice fresh water. We'll see if I need to use any white paint or anything, but I'd prefer not to if I don't have to. Get a nice clean tissue, wipe out. Oh, a nice new tissue. Wipe that out. I'll just quickly dry this and then see if I can lift out any more lights. Just going to use my razor blade just ever so slightly. Just going to use a slightly firmer nylon. just going to take this away, step back and have another look. So I think I'm just going to come in and add a little bit of white to this. Well, my opossum comes across my roof again. All right, I'm just going to come in with a little bit of white. I'm just going to dry this and then just put a little bit over the top. Beautiful, I think I like that. It's strong but subtle at the same time. Nice, that's better. And the crazy thing in this painting is they're heading in towards the storm. Just like in, you know, the Sydney to Hobart race, they just kept racing towards the storm. So, right, let's dry this and see what it looks like. I'm just adding in, you know, some guys that are just like leading right out on the side and trying to keep the boat level, or at least upright. So, yes. So thanks for joining me tonight in this Watercolour Seascape. I hope you enjoyed the few layers and the light and how to integrate a yacht into the scene. There's a good decision to make about the size of that. Like if you make it too big, then you're not really giving, I love those sort of sublime landscapes, a bit like Turner in his time, you know, to create sublime, powerful landscapes like Hannibal crossing the Alps, or, you know, he'd even turn something like Goredale Scar into some massive big thing that looks really, you know, scary, but when you see it in person, it's not really that big. So I've tried to do something similar here to make the yacht not too big, and I could have even made it a bit smaller to make it seem minuscule compared to the power of nature. And that's what I always love to paint, is nature and the majesty of it. So thanks guys, thanks for joining me. If you'd like to know how to paint more in watercolours, you can always join me on Patreon. And otherwise, thanks guys, thanks for watching this. If you liked it, press like. And if you want to know about future videos, press the subscribe button and press the bell button. So thanks guys, I'll see you next week. Good night.